The day began very early today. I had a wake-up call for 4 o'clock, but I was up before I got the wake-up call. This is something I've been waiting on for a long time, and it's been a long haul, and it's been pretty exciting. It was all I could do to get to sleep last night, to tell you the truth. Just as the sun was coming up, we were going up the James River towards Fort Eustis and the Ghost Fleet. This morning, as we were coming in and the lights just coming up, finally as the fleet came in sight, I could see that big white ship hanging out on the end, and I told the rest of the folks on board, "That's our boat, that's our ship." And then everyone said, "Is that it? Is that it?" I said, "That's got to be it. There's nothing else that looks like that." And the profile, as you can see, is highly distinctive, and that white paint job sure makes her stand out. It was amazing. It just made my heart kind of speed up just to see it sitting up there in the fleet. And then we saw the tugs come in and start to rig up to it.
Yeah, that's right. We got our way up. We got our line in. Hit the tails. All right, Andy, set up on it. See if you can, Andy. Easy, Jimmy. Jeffrey, watch your head midship. Head midship. Head full, Jimmy. Hey, got maintenance, got her. I'm getting off. Thank you, guys. Nice job.
Sure went up when it actually broke out, and I called Joe and I says, "She's underway, making way." And so we had a pretty exciting moment after a long wait. It was amazing coming down the James River, but seeing all of those ships that have been here in mothballs for all these years was fascinating. I think ours is the coolest in the bunch, but that's a personal opinion. You know, it's kind of like a mom, I guess. And then as we were coming down the river, we saw all the working waterfront and oyster boats and large shipping and military shipping. There's a lot going on in these waters. It's very historic. The first major break was the James River Bridge. Coming at it from the water, of course, it looked like a long way up. And when I first saw that bridge starting to rise and our ship with the tugs positioning it to go under the high spot of the bridge, it was a pretty thrilling moment. It was pretty exciting. I saw a few folks get out of their cars and step off up to the side of the bridge to take a look at it. And there's kind of a little funny story here. The ship was used in a movie, the movie Virus, which was shot in these waters. And so, although the name of the ship is the General Hoyt Vandenberg, it has a Russian name painted on the side as part of its movie makeup. So I think when people got out and saw what looked like a Russian spy ship floating down the river, it must have provoked a lot of questions. It was kind of interesting to see people getting out of their cars and looking at it, and I'm sure there was a lot of head scratching going on as she went by. But sure enough, it made it under the bridge, and then we headed further on down the river. You know, the channel, of course, it's a busy working harbor, and so we were coming into this small harbor, and we came back out again, and we were up very close to the ship as she was coming by, and from the water line in the small vessel and looking up at that ship, it looks like a lot of ships. She's going to be a really, really interesting relief as a diver, a long-time diver. I've been excited about getting underwater with this for a long time, and you can sure see what a huge piece of reef it's going to be, what a big artifact it's going to be on the bottom. So we saw it going by just on the other side of the James River Bridge, followed the ship's channel down a little bit further, and then we come to the narrow part right at the Berkeley Bridge. The way narrows quite a bit. We're coming into the Elizabeth River, the east branch of the Elizabeth River. And that's where our shipyard, Kelowna Shipyard, which is another piece of maritime history that's famous in the Norfolk area. They've been here for well over a century. I saw them raise that bridge, and I must say I have a great deal of admiration for the tugboat captains that brought her through that space. I was saying to the folks on board, I thought they were going to have to paint a lot of grease on the side to get under that bridge, but they maneuvered her through beautifully, and once again it was up real close to the vessel as she was moving through the bridge, and that was another fascinating and a little bit of a heart-stopping piece of maneuvering. Great work on the parts of our maritime operators down here. Good work on the part of the tug company. She looks a little bit on the rusty and scruffy side, but altogether it's a really interesting hull. It's going to create a great marine habitat once it's on the bottom. There are going to be a lot of open spaces where fish can shelter and breed, and will substantially increase the fishery down in Key West.
The way the technical contract mechanism is that as soon as the tugboats tug the boat away from the raft today, the title transferred from the U.S. government, from MARAD, to the state of Florida for about 15 seconds, and then it went to the city of Key West. We have a contract through ARC, our client, who has an agreement with the city of Key West to prepare it and sink it as a reef. The city is very excited. It's going to be a big benefit to them. It's going to bring an attraction for fishing recreation as well as diving recreation. We do have an expert team that we've assembled. We've got consultants, part of the Reef Makers team, who have done a number of these projects.
But Florida has a lot of experience with ships. The USS Beagle Grove in 2002, and then the USS Oriskany last year. And so we have learned some lessons from these previous projects, things that didn't go so well, things that went a lot better. And we've applied that to the Vandenberg. And the Vandenberg, even though it's taken quite a bit of time, we feel that we have the process down now. We've learned that you can't do it with volunteer effort alone. It helps. It gets the project going, and volunteers are great, but you have to really have it managed professionally because it's just so complex. It's such a complex project, and that's one of the lessons we learned to do it right. It does cost more money, but to do it right, you have to do